superpowers for good, shaping the fate. Investors and dreamers open the gate. Supercross stands loud, proud and true, building tomorrow for me and you.
Welcome, everyone, to the Superpowers for Good show. I'm Devin Thorpe, and I'm so excited to introduce you today to Caio Buchalla. He's the CEO and founder of a tech company that is really doing amazing things. You're just going to be like, holy cow, is this for real? So stick around. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be great. Caio, welcome to the show.
Hey, Devin, thank you for having me, and thanks for the
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. Like I say, you're doing such cool stuff at OVE Touch Go. How do you say it? Is it OVE?
OVE Touch Go.
OVE, the Touch and Go.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's cool. So it's attaching your credit cards to your fingers so that you can
Yes.
just make transactions with an empty pocket. You can walk into the convenience store and buy your coffee in the morning with
Just
no
one.
credit cards in your pocket. Yeah. So
Yes.
cool. How's this going to work?
Well, so it has been a long journey. I moved to San Francisco almost 6 years ago, and I remember I go for my runs every morning. I think it's a good way to meditate. And I was running to the Golden Gate Bridge, and I saw this guy selling coconut water in a coconut. And I'm Brazilian, so in Brazil you find coconut water on every corner. So I went there to buy one, but I couldn't because I didn't have my phone, my wallet, or my watch with me. So I was very frustrated because I was not gonna run 30 minutes back home to just get money. So that was the main time where I realized why we're so dependable on tools to authorize payments and identify ourselves. And going deeper on that, I realized that those tools are so liable to fraud. So that is how the idea basically started, and we decided to do like a deep dive on patents to understand if this already exists before, because in my mind, and like I was pretty sure that any big tech corporation already had patents on fingerprint because it was so obvious that was coming. So turns out that no patents at all, and that was the first step we took to start this idea and to understand how it was going to work. So it has been a journey. We put a team together, and we really started to do a lot of research to understand what the possibilities were and what we would need to really create the service. Because the idea of paying with your finger is very simple, right? You just you download the OVE Touch Go app, it's a product for customers, and you create a verified account. You add your bank accounts and credit cards, and it's a verified environment. So there's no way that you can create a verified account and add someone else's credit card or bank account. Our system automatically rejects. And after that, you simply just link each payment you have to each of your fingers. So this could be a credit card, this could be another credit card, and this could be a bank account. So the convenience and security we offer is that you, as you mentioned, you can simply wake up and go to a coffee shop and just touch your finger to authorize the transaction. And that touch means a lot to not only customers, but to merchants, point of sale platforms, and the bigger players that are credit card issuers and processors. So yeah, we had to create a hardware piece that adapts and links via Wi-Fi to point of sale terminals. And it's simple as just touching a finger. For merchants, they save a lot of money. They save time with disputes, fraud, and chargeback fees, which is one of their main expenses they have, and no one knows about it. And for POS companies, we offer a really good package and by building a partnership with them. So imagine that we created a system that we don't compete with any payment processor, but we partner with all of them. So we can be everywhere using their logistics for you as a customer to go to get your medical pills, whatever, to at a drugstore, and at the same time you can go to a coffee shop in front of it and touch to buy a coffee, and also go to another grocery store, all with just a touch of a finger. So that is basically a very summarized
Yeah,
way of
it's amazing. It's amazing. I think I have fingerprint access on my house now. I
Yeah.
set it up so that I could get in and out of the house using fingerprints, and it's frustratingly difficult. I have to confess. Now there are other competing alternatives for that same solution, so it may not be the best. But as I'm thinking about this, there are some challenges with fingerprints, right? If your fingers are dirty, if you've been doing physical work, your fingerprints may literally be temporarily altered by that physical work. And so, there are little things that come up.
Yeah.
At the same time, we always people have problems with their credit cards, right? Your credit card, if you put it by the wrong thing, can be demagnetized and the strip won't work. We have problems with the chips reading, and uh, you know, uh, using our phones works great if the merchant has the right receiver. But some still
Yeah.
have old machines that require you to either insert the card or swipe, and that does no good when you're carrying your phone. So these are problems that are sort of persist with all the channels. How are you addressing, though, those unique challenges to fingerprints so that
Yeah.
people can feel like they can reliably leave the wallet at home when they need to go shopping?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there are a lot of small issues that we don't really pay attention during our routines, I would say. But for credit cards, the way you do face those issues. Sometimes it doesn't go through. Sometimes the chip is malfunctioning. Sometimes the merchant's POS is not working very well. So for that solution, we made sure for you to seamlessly just link the cards to your fingers. In terms of reading the fingers, we use very specific technology that is not um, easily accessible for startups to partner with companies that produce fingerprint sensors. So we use a sensor called capacitive technology, which is the one that the iPhone used to have before the little circle. And also we are also moving to another technology called ultrasonic fingerprint technology that basically goes under the screen of a sensor. And when you touch, it sends waves of sounds, and the waves touch your finger and send back all the detailed information of that specific finger. So it doesn't matter if your finger is dirty, wet, um, with oil, it doesn't matter. It's still going to take the 100% all the information we need for that purchase. And also, sometimes when the POS system is not fully functioning at the merchant's location, that is the main reason why we create a sensor that is adaptable to any type of POS system. We are independent. So this would be the sensor we want to mass produce. So it's pretty tiny. You link via Wi-Fi to the POS system as a merchant, and you just let it sit there in front of the hardware setup you have. So as a customer, I basically go there to pay, and I will always recognize that piece of hardware because it's the same format, it belongs to the same company, and I'm going to find it in every store that I go. It doesn't matter what type of POS system you are using at that moment. Um, so yeah, those are the challenges we are solving. And one main challenge that we all wish we knew more about it is all related to credit card points and rewards. So think as a customer. Me as a customer, I wish I knew more about credit card points and rewards because I do feel I miss many opportunities when I'm buying things at point of sale. There are credit cards that can give me more rewards, but instead of I use the other one because I don't have that knowledge and information. And honestly, the points program are so complicated that I don't want to go look for that information, and I don't want to be up to date all the time. So we create a new feature that instead of you connecting each credit card you have to each of your finger, you connect all the credit cards to one finger. And when you touch to pay, our system through AI selects what is the best card that's going to give you most of rewards and points for that specific purchase. And it can be at a gas station, it can be at a coffee shop, it can be at a grocery store. So with us, it's one touch that you're gonna maximize everything you have in terms of rewards and points. It's free, it works perfectly, And we're going to save money without even thinking. And you don't need to learn about any of those points program that the credit card offers, because we do that work for you instantly. So that is another problem we're facing. It's called One Touch AI. It's a feature that we have in our app. It's free.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if I were to download the app today, I would have a hard time finding a merchant that has a fingerprint reader ready to go. What's the rollout strategy, and what's your expected, or at least your optimistically expected timeline for getting these into stores so I can start using them?
Yeah, sure. So we did a beta launch a few months ago at a coffee shop in the marina, and we use, of course, our prototype sensor, which is chunky. So for hardware developers, this is such a beauty, and it's something we're going to keep in with us as long as we live. But now we need to transform this sensor into the commercial version, which takes around 6 months once we get the funds. And once that happens, we're going to start. We're going to do a bigger launch in San Francisco officially, hopefully to focus on the marina area and in the mission based on demographics and studies that we did. And we believe that beginning of the year, hopefully it's going to be close to February, March of 2025. And so yeah, that is our plan and our goal for sure.
Yeah, fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
you hinted that there's a capital requirement there, and you are in the middle now of a crowdfund capital raise on Start Engine. Tell us a little bit about that and how people can find it.
Yeah, sure. So a few months ago, we reached out to Start Engine. It's a platform that I always try to join as a startup, but they do have a very intense and very smart process of analyzing and accepting startups in their platform. And you have to reach a stage, right? They don't specify which stage that, but I imagine, in my opinion, that you need to have at least your prototypes done, your MVP. If you could have some patents, great, some testing, and some previous money raised. So finally, we got accepted, and they loved what we are doing. So after almost 3 months, we did the process with them, and we went live 4 weeks ago. And we have a full video there that shows our technology. We talk about our patents. We talk about the One Touch AI feature. We At the end of the video, you will find us going to a coffee shop and doing the demo. So it's just an easy opportunity for any person to invest. I used to work at an angel group called Bay Angels, so I was pretty involved on the other side of the startup. I was the one analyzing startups and sending to our investors as an opportunity to invest. Um, so I understand how difficult it is for a lot of people to join angel groups, venture capitals, and investment groups, because you usually have to put a big amount of money to invest as a member, and you need to keep putting that money all the time. So it feels almost like a very unfair. It's a lack of opportunities for. So Start Engine gives that opportunity for any person to take risks, to invest in things that they believe. It's a very democratic way of doing investment, and I think that is where the world is going to go in the future. Very focused on crowdfunding, so everyone could have a chance. It's a fair move, I would say. And because the type of product and service we are offering, we were just a perfect fit for Start Engine. It's a proof of concept too. People investing also means that people are going to use what we're providing, what we're creating and bringing to the market. So yeah, we're very excited.
That's great. That is just, it's exciting, and it's great that people have an opportunity to help you along your way and participate in the upside with you. So that's
Yes.
really cool. We're excited for you. Well, listen, everybody, we're going to take a quick break here, but we're here with Caio Buchalla, who is the CEO and founder of OVE One Touch, and coolest technology ever, fintech company that's allowing you to use your fingerprints to complete transactions. And really, this is the future. the future of banking, the retail level, very exciting. So we're going to take a break now. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Caio about his superpower. Stick around. You don't want to miss this.
You can get in on the ground floor to help fix the climate crisis for as little as $100. Pause now to scan the QR code to get started or visit s4g.biz/raisegreen. You can be a green at Raise Green.
Want to learn from the world's great changemakers? Find your superpower. Subscribe to the Superpowers for Good newsletter at superpowersforgood.com. Make your strengths into superpowers that will change the world. Join the super crowd today. Superpowers4good.com.
Hope to raise money from the impact crowd. Good investors are as interested in community, social or environmental impact as you. Connect with Funding Hope, an SEC-registered FINRA member crowdfunding portal to learn how to raise capital from the impact crowd. Scan the QR code now.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with Caio Buchalla, the CEO and founder of OVE I keep calling it One Touch, OVE Touch Go. Just the coolest fintech company I've seen in a long time. But we're going to shift gears now to talk to Caio about his superpower. So stick around. Caio, you're doing something extraordinary here, really extraordinary, world changing, game changing, so much potential, so exciting. What do you see as your superpower?
I think my superpower, analyzing, if it was 5 years ago, I would have something different, but I think my superpower is to really understand what simplicity really is. Because I think the world is moving to a very minimalist approach, not only in terms of product but service. So I think 5 years ago I was able to understand what minimalism mean, right? And combined with that, I think I'm from Brazil, so I have a personality that we say in Brazil, Brazilians never give up. Which is true. I always saw all the issues and problems during the developments we had as an opportunity to like stop, take a step back, breathe, and understand, okay, should we keep going this way or should we move to a different way? That type of decision, it's pretty stressful because you want to give up so many times. The problems that show up in a startup are difficult. Those are most of the times problems you cannot control. So I had to learn how to really manage those feelings, how to take no as an answer from investors. I think I don't know how many no's since when we started, but I had to learn how to really take that as good energy and understand that, okay, I will go back to the investor and convince him based on my progress that he was wrong. So I think never giving up. I think seeing the world in a more futuristic way of how minimalist we should be and how people today, they simply don't want to think. We're humans. We were created to just live, eat, and do things that you don't really have to think. So that is the type of service we have to provide to people. But not only that, service that can help you, for example, to save more money with a touch, or that can give you a better opportunity of, I don't know, you just go for a run without anything, and you can buy a coffee in the middle of the way if you want. That is what we call freedom in our system, and that's what we're giving to people.
Your superpower is your ability to see the simplicity. Is that right?
So, yes, that is right. Yeah.
Okay.
A very easy way to say yes.
Yeah. So, can you think of an example, maybe outside of the OVE example, to help us see how you deploy that superpower?
Yes, outside of OVE, then I would go back 6 years ago. I think I remember I was a child that when I had an idea and I really thought about that idea, I never thought about it twice because I learned if you think twice, you will never do it. So I always thought for the first time and I did it. So I remember when I was little, I was 13 years old. My entire family is part of Rotary Club in Brazil, and I just had an idea of, if people could donate money to, so we could plant trees in the Amazon forest and help with sustainability and with everything that the world was going. Um, that is I think a power I created, and it can also be it could be from, like, I don't know, maybe a trauma I had when I was a child, but I use it in a positive way. So I don't think twice, I simply go. When I decided to apply for a master's in the US, I didn't even think twice. I knew that I had to be at the right place at the right time, which was Silicon Valley. So I didn't think twice. I applied, I studied, I got accepted, and I moved here. Same thing with the startup. Like, if you keep thinking about when you're going to start, you will never start. There's a quote that I use in my lab that is called, one day or day one, you decide. We all always talk about one day I'm going to do this. But the day one is the most difficult step. It takes courage for you to do it. And if you think twice, that one day will never happen. So I think this is something that everyone should really bring to their lives, and and use every day. It can be from starting a diet or from starting a sport to start something bigger, like apply for a master's or try a new business or get out of your comfortable zone. So that is something outside of OV that I always saw as a superpower I had. Um, Difficult. You have to train that. It's not human, right? For you to get
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone all the time.
So let's talk a little bit about how you see this simplicity, because all of us would like to simplify our lives, take the complex, make the world make sense, strip away the things that we spend so much time doing that we don't need to do or don't want to do. How can we see and employ simplicity the way you do?
I think you have to realize that the world is too crowded right now. There's so many information. Like, you turn on the TV, it's crowded. You see social media, it's crowded. You go to buy a product on a website, it's crowded because there's so many websites to go. Like, it's everything is so crowded, and I feel that people are starting to see that, and they just don't want to deal with any of that. Um, so I think simplicity is basically difficult to find. It's not obvious, but when you think and you find the simplicity, it becomes so obvious to everyone. Like paying with their fingers, for example. In the beginning, we thought about, okay, how can you pay with your finger? You have one finger, but you have multiple cards. It took us 2 months to realize that we could use each finger for a card. It sounds easy, but it was so difficult to get to that conclusion. And it was simply in front of us. So I think to see simplicity, it's you have to think of the problem you're facing, what you're using to solve that problem, and what you're using. Is that too crowded for you? Is there any way to be more simple and more, I don't know, sustainable and easier to do with? I think you have to
Yeah.
really go deep and find the easiest way to do things.
Great tip. Listen, as we wrap up here, quickly take a minute and tell people how they can learn more, how they can, queue up to be in the beta or be an early customer, and tell people how they can learn more about your crowdfunding campaign
Yeah,
on
sure.
Start
So
Engine.
yeah, so we have the link here. You can access the Start Engine, our OV page on Start Engine platform. We have a 4 minutes video there that we give a lot of details. I've been posting a lot of articles on the Start Engine page that talks about our One Touch AI, that talks about our patents, that talk about the how we're going to grow. So I think it's the best way to learn about what we are doing. And also, I'm on LinkedIn. So if anyone wants to reach out on LinkedIn, I'm always available to answer any question. And of course, jump on a call if you're really interested in learning more and hopefully become a shareholder.
Excellent. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. We're excited about what you're doing. My gosh, this
Thank
is
you very much.
just revolutionary technology, and I can't wait to be an OV app user and carry my fingers around like money.
Yeah, thank you very
Get
much, Doug, for the
excited.
opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that deployed. So we wish you every success in your great work. I hope you'll be successful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All righty. Now let's do some good.